Hey, folks. Hey, great morning, great morning, great morning. Welcome to another Sunday Mindset Message here, which I go live every Sunday, guys. Don't forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, I go live every Sunday for you, okay? A multimillionaire goes live for you so you can learn how to be rich and successful as well. Not saying that you're not rich and not saying that you're not successful, but this just gives you the opportunity to pick a brain of a man that's worth $30+ million. But at the end of the year, my net worth should increase to about $50 million because I should do and I will do $100 million this year. So you're not just here just to be here Sunday morning, Sunday Mindset Message here, okay? You're not here for inspiration. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a minister. I am an educator. I'm not here to encourage you. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to educate you. Education will allow you to be in a position where you want to be in your life. Does that make sense? Not motivation, not just listening to someone to make you feel good in the moment. Okay. That doesn't work, unfortunately. What works is information that you can have some utility with, something that you actually can apply to your life, to your day-to-day activities, to elevate and to see measurable progress. If that's what you want, comment below. I'm in, Wes. Okay? Sunday Mindset Message. Say, I am in, Wes. I'm in to be educated. Sunday Mindset Message. You know, it's so interesting that we spend so much money on college. We spend so much money on formal education. You know, thousands of dollars. Some of you are still in debt right now, even from school. And this information that I'm sharing with you can potentially make you a very rich man or a rich woman. And because I'm a millionaire, that's why. I mean, that's why you have the potential. I'm not saying that you will be. I'm saying there's a high potential that you can become a millionaire, okay, or rich and successful and be able to live your lavish dreams because you're listening to a man that's rich and successful and living his lavish dreams here. You know, I'm not a professor at a college or a university that's just there to regurgitate information from a book that has not had any experiences that can help me to succeed greatly here, okay? So, guys, let me give you a shout out here. We're going to talk about what is called the Teachability Index. And I know some of you may know what that is. Some of you may be completely uncertain what that word is. But I'm going to talk about that because that allowed me to not only become wealthy, but it allowed me to sustain wealth. I've met many people who've made $1 million, and I've met the same people who have lost $1 million because they didn't understand this concept. I've met people who have worked their asses off. I mean, they've worked really hard. Like some of you, like you've worked hard for the past 10, 20 years. And sometimes it feels like you're stuck. You just can't catch a break. And sometimes it feels like the work that you're doing, you're not seeing the results, right? So understanding this concept here, which in my opinion is a pillar of success. It is the foundation of all success, understanding the Teachability Index here, okay? So let me give you folks a shout out here. Go ahead and type your name below. I would encourage you to take notes. Don't be silly. Don't be stupid, okay? Honestly, don't listen to a multimillionaire and don't take notes. Don't trust your brain. Your brain is not going to be able to remember every word that's going to be dispersed from my mouth. You're not going to remember it. You're not. So be a student of success. Well, how do you do that? Get up, turn on the lights, go to a desk, go to your couch, get a sheet of paper, write it down. Okay. You're not going to remember it. And even if I share something that you've heard before, doesn't mean that you shouldn't hear it again. The things that we do on autopilot are the things that are reinforced. So the things that you hear over and over and over and over and over again are the things that are a part of your unconscious mind, which is the reason why you know your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, which is the reason why you can remember people's names. It's the reason why you can remember your name, because of the repetition, not because you're smart. Okay. So the more you hear this type of information, it will be further reinforced in that brain of yours until one day you have a breakthrough. Okay. One day you get an aha moment. You say, oh, okay, I got to do this, and boom, everything changes for you financially. Then you're flying first class around the world. You're buying your first Rolls Royce, your first Bentley. You're taking you and your kids to go look at your brand new gated community house, home. I mean, come on. I mean, that's what's going to happen for you if you really, really understand this concept that I'm going to share with you here tonight. All right, this morning. Keisha, how are you? And I need to make this quick because I just ordered myself some breakfast, so I need to go eat so I can get back to work. Southern, we got Azia. How are you, Maria? How are you? How are you, Mario? What's going on? Anthony. Okay. That's right. Okay. All right, Toby King. So listen, before I get started, does everyone have a sheet of paper in front of them? Listen, if you're not willing to write this information down or take notes, please leave. Okay? Just leave. Log off and go have yourself a mimosa. I only want to mentor virtually on my Instagram, via my podcast. I want to mentor people who are serious about the progression of their life in all areas. Okay? I only want to talk with people who have made a decision to be committed to the process to put them in a position where they want to be. So if you're not willing to take notes and pay attention, then I would kindly ask you to log off and block me, by the way. So you never have to hear nor experience my information until you die. Cool? All right, so for everybody else that decided to stay, let's get started, baby. Let's go. Check it out. Teachability Index. What is the Teachability Index? It's very easy. Write this down. There are 2 stages of the Teachability Index. 1, your willingness to learn this information. Write that down. Okay? The Teachability Index is your willingness to learn information. Okay? And information can be the information that you need to develop your skill, information you need to be rich, information you need to be skinny, information you need to lose weight, information you need to be muscular, information you need to get the woman that you want, information you need to get the man that you want, information that you need to get the life that you want. Okay? So please, everybody write that in the comments below. We're going to do this. Stay with me. I want to reinforce what I talk about here tonight. So I'm going to ask you not only to write it on that notepad of yours, I also want you to type it in the chat here. Okay. So the first stage is your willingness to learn information. Okay. I need everybody to type that in the comments below. All that's going to do is this. It's going to reinforce the information in your mind. Okay? So please type that below. All of you. The first stage of Teachability Index is your willingness to learn information. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Anthony. I'm waiting for all of you. I don't care if it's 24 million of you. All of you, listen, if you're going to be here, I need you to participate, okay? Don't waste your time if you're not going to interact. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Pixie Chick. It's your willingness to learn information, okay? And I'm going to unpack that in a second, but I need everybody, if you're here with me right now, Wesley Virgin, okay, go ahead and type your willingness to learn information. Write that in your notes and also write that in the comment box below. Okay, do it now. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to do that. Okay. Okay, so let me unpack that a bit. So your willingness to learn information is that you have to have a willingness. Another word for willingness is desire. Okay. You got to have a desire to want to do it. For instance, I think all of you want to make money, right? I think all of you, that's why you hear, most of you, some of you, maybe other aspects of your life you're looking to refine and you're looking to reconstruct. But I think the majority of you want money, okay? So my question is, what is your desire or your willingness to learn the information to make money? Comment below. Like, what is your willingness and desire to make more money? Now, I'm going to assume that all of you are going to say hi. You're going to say, well, Wesley, I have a high willingness to learn. Right? Comment below. Folks, interact. I'm looking at the comments, okay? I can see you. I can't see you, but I can smell you, okay? You smell good this morning. Listen, how many of you believe that you have a high willingness to learn the information to make money? Maybe to be debt free. Okay. Now watch this. This changed my bank account from $1,000 to 10 million. Check it out. My next question is, if you say, well, I have a high willingness to learn the information, Wes. It's high. My question is, how do you know? And I want every single one of you to type in the comment section below and tell your mentor, Wesley $1 Billion Virgin, tell me, how do you know that you have a high willingness, a high desire to learn the information to earn more money? Go ahead, comment below. Let me know. Okay? Like, how do you know? Tell me, all of you, women, men, mothers, fathers, teenagers, seniors, workers, 9-to-5 grinders, entrepreneurs. How do you know? Someone says, I know because I desire to define my dedication to detach from which does not serve me. Bullshit. Next. I'm thankful and great. Oh, God. My God. Because I yearn for more, I have outgrown my current resources. BS. Always seeking out new information to seek out things to make me grow. BS. Listen, now don't get upset at me, but all your responses were bullshit. Okay, now I'm here to help. Okay, now listen, I'm going to ask you again. Now you got to relax. You have to really think. I said, how do you know? How do you know personally that you have a high willingness to learn the information that is necessary for you to make money? How do you know? Try again. Think first. Ask yourself, how do I know? Like, how do I really know? Like, how do I really know that I have a willingness to learn the information? Try again. Go. Shannon says, I have discipline, work with the willing and hard worker. My God. Somebody said, can everybody do something for me? Now, this is a teachable moment, by the way. I want you to comment the word, I don't know, Wes. And this is a teachable moment, okay? Because I've read your comments, and they're pitiful, okay? So I want you to comment, I don't know, Wes. I don't know. I don't know how I know that I have a high willingness to learn the information to make money. Comment, I don't know. That's a teachable moment. Say, I don't know, Wes. I'm going to tell you, don't worry. But I'm waiting. Comment the words, I don't know, Wes. That's important, by the way. It's extremely important to state and type below you don't know when you don't know something. Because sometimes you think you know, you don't know. And you know how you don't know? Because you're not getting the results. Okay? Right? You're not getting the results. Check it out. All right, so here we go. How do I know? If I have a high willingness to learn the information to make money. Easy. It is measured from my activities. Now, I'm going to give you another example so I can paint a picture for you. How many of you have a job? Or how many of you have ever had a job? Comment below. If you've had a job before or you currently have one. How many of you have a manager or maybe you are the manager? Comment below. Either you are the manager or maybe you're not the manager, okay? Now, how many of you can identify and think about people at your job that don't want to be there? Come on, be honest. How many of you can think about somebody right now at your job, okay, that doesn't want to be there at all? Okay? Hello? Somebody said me, right? You could think of somebody. Maybe yourself, maybe your man, whatever, right? Think of one person. Now, my question to you is this. How do you know? How did you come up with that conclusion that that person doesn't want to be there? Like, how did you make a decision? Say, you know what, man, that person don't want to be here. How did you come to that conclusion? Comment your answer in the chat box below, please. Okay? Somebody put attitude. Unpack that. Now unpack that. Someone type attitude. But unpack that. Like, go deeper. Don't type attitude. What kind of attitude? Good attitude, bad attitude, lazy attitude? Come on, unpack it a bit. How do you know when somebody that works with you or works for you or whatever doesn't want to be there at all? How do you know? How do you know that it is time for them to go? How do you know? Their behavior. What kind of behavior? The action. What type of actions? Like, describe to me. I want you to be very descriptive. Tell me exactly the behavior, the attitude, the activities of a person that no longer wants to work at a current company. Okay? Tell me in the comments below here. Showing up late. Oh, there we go. There we go, Madam Queen. What else? Bad attitude, negative, don't care, Oh, come on, give me more. Please, por favor, más, give me more. Tell me. They move slowly. They sigh all the time. They complain. They're being rude towards your expectations. They're giving 0%. They're ungrateful, bad vibes, mediocre actions. Mad at the world. Snap at you when you talk to them. Bad awareness to the environment, using negative energy. Huh. Uh-oh. So does this mean that to have a high willingness to learn information to make money, it is measured based on your behavior, your attitudes, and your actions, right? I mean, because you just described to me the behavior, the attitude, and the action of a person that doesn't want to be at a position. And I guess we can assume that that person does not have a high willingness to learn the information at the job. So let's go back to the high willingness to learn information to make money. So when I ask you, how do you know? I want you personally to evaluate your behavior in the past 5 years, evaluate your motivation in the past 5 years, your attitude in the past 5 years. Hello? And tell me again. And your actions in the past 5 years. Do you have a high willingness to learn now? Listen. The willingness to learn information is based upon your attitudes, your behavior, and your actions. Okay? Period. To have a high willingness to learn information to make money, to have a high desire, it is measured from the indicators are your behavior. Your behaviors, how do you behave with situations when you're making money? Like, do you get pissed off and complain because you're not making money? Are you easily discouraged when something doesn't go right for you to make money? What is your attitude when shit hits the fan? Do you bark, complain, and whine? And like, oh, why is this not working? Blah, blah. Turn into a crybaby? Be honest, in the past 5 years. Yeah. The actions, are you consistent? Are you lazy? Sometimes you move fast, sometimes you move slow. Sometimes you have good days and bad days, right? Okay. So I want you to think about that, and we're going to move to the second phase. The second phase of the Teachability Index is this. The second phase is your willingness to accept change. Write that down. Okay? Your willingness to accept change. Please write that down first. Your willingness to accept change. Yasmin, what is your willingness to accept change in your life? Huh? And a high. What is your willingness to accept change? Okay. Do we all understand that if we want to receive different results, then we must do different things, correct? If we continue to do what we've always done, then we will get what we have always gotten. Okay? So my question is, what is your willingness to accept change? What is your willingness to accept change? Change means changing your behaviors, changing your actions, changing the people that you surround yourself with, changing the books that you read, the social media that you watch, changing the TV that you watch, the movies that you watch, changing the environment that you're in, changing the places that you go, changing the clothes that you wear, changing your body posture. Hello? Changing the food that you put in your mouth, the drinks that you drink and consume. Yeah. What is your willingness to accept change? Changing your job and starting a business. Changing from a 9-to-5 income to a value-based income. Hello, I'm talking to you. Like, what is your willingness to change? Listen, for most of you, your teachability index is a 0. And your willingness to accept change is non-existent. Because even though you say you want to change, you're not willing to change. You get it? See, the distinction between wanting something. You may say, well, I want to change. Well, I'm serious. I want to make money. I want. Yeah, but the difference of wanting and willing, well, the distinction is this. To want something, it's just to think about it. That'd be nice. But having a will to do something is realizing that you're going to have to move towards things that's going to feel resistant. Okay? Because you may have to move away from things that are pulling you in. You may have to move away from certain people in your life. You have to move your way from certain addictions. But they're going to be pulling you back to the person that you are today. See, all of you, you want to change. You want to learn the information, but you're not willing to do what's necessary consistently to do it. And that's what the teachability index is. That's how we measure it. People that have a 10, well, obviously these people are living the exact life that they have imagined. Listen, teachability index has nothing to do with millions of dollars, by the way. It has to do with if I want to be something, if I made a decision, say, I want to be this, and this is how I envision my life. If I am actually living the life that I am envisioned, then my teachability index is 10. That could be being a teacher of a school. That could be being a firefighter, being a nurse, being a doctor, being a parent, being a mom, if that's what the vision for your life is. But many of you, the vision for your life is to be wealthy and rich and, of course, make a ton of money and fly around the world and buy the fancy cars and be famous and be significant. I get it. And that's okay. But all that means is your teachability index is low. And the first step, let's go back to stage 1. Like, listen, you can't go to stage 2 until you achieve stage 1. Like, you can't think about changing until you have a willingness to learn the information. Now, let me see if I can make that more practical or explain it in a way that you'll really be able to understand. When I was in my 20s, I was just having fun, chasing the girls, of course, just hanging out, doing what everybody else doing exactly what you do, probably on a daily basis, watching TV, watching sports, doing this, doing that, just doing everything. And at the same time, I want to run a company. At the same time, I want to be rich. Okay. But my willingness to learn the information was low because it didn't matter what I said out of my mouth. Okay. It didn't matter if I said, well, no, I'm learning information to make money. I have a desire every day to make money. But it didn't matter. What mattered was what I was doing, okay? Like the actions. And my actions did not align with the words that were coming out of my mouth. And that's what's going on with you, by the way. And the reason why it's so easy for you to listen to a man like me and say, oh, no, Wesley, you know what you're talking about. I am in it. I'm dedicated, blah, 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 whatever. But the problem is I can't see you 24 hours a day. I don't know when you go to bed. I don't know if you go to bed early. I don't know if you're on TikTok at night and just scrolling and on Instagram, checking your Instagram every 5 minutes. I don't know if you're smoking and drinking and hanging out with friends. Yeah, maybe you are working. But my question is, how much time are you committed to the work and how often are you actually working? Okay? Like, I don't know that. But it's easy for us to jump on the rant, to jump on a podcast with me and just lie to yourself. And that's what a lot of you are doing. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to me, saying that you have a high willingness to learn. No, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. You're not. You're not willing to do what it takes. You don't have a high willingness to learn. I'm talking to you. You don't. How do I know? Look around you, big head. Think about the bank account. Think about the car that you drive. Is your parents still working? Okay, that's your fault. Your parents should be retired. Look at your kids. They're still struggling financially because your inability to manage money. That's how I know. See, I realized this in my 20s, that I did not have a high willingness to learn the information. See, when somebody really wants it, let me really break this down. Listen, come at the word, go deeper, Wes. When somebody really wants something, they do whatever it takes to get it, do they not? Women, if you really want a purse, you would save up all your little money just to get a purse and be broke again. Men, if you really want a car, you'll save up all your little money to get a car just to be broke again. Men, if you really want a girl, you'll do whatever it takes to get that girl that will probably ruin your entire life just to be lonely again. Okay? A crackhead. You know what a crackhead is? I've never been a crackhead. I've seen crackheads, but I can imagine a crackhead would do anything to get the crack. Anything. Anything. That's a high willingness to do whatever it takes to get that cocaine. He would do whatever it takes. He will steal from you. He'll fight you. He will do whatever it takes to get it. You got to be like a crackhead when it comes to learning what you need to learn to be rich, to be successful, to have the money that you want. You got to be like that little crackhead. That little crackhead don't care how he look. He don't care how people look at him or her. He don't care if you talk about him. You can tease him. He don't care. He just wants the crack. You got some crack? Give it to me. He don't care if he stink, he smells, he haven't eaten. He just wants the crack. That type of desire is the same desire that you have to get what you want. Some days you're going to forget to eat. You're going to forget to take a shower. You're going to forget to talk to your mama. You're going to forget to talk to your kids. You're going to forget to text your woman, forget to text your man, because you are so immersed. The willingness to learn information, you become enthralled. You become so deeply immersed in the information. And all you can see is that. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? I know this sounds crazy, but you have to be a crackhead for your goals. You got to act like a crackhead for your dreams. You have to act like a crackhead for your desires. You don't care what other people say about you. You don't care what they're talking about. You don't even care. You just want the money. You want the success. You want the business to be profitable. You don't care. Okay? And I think we've learned that you're not there yet. Like, your teachability index is still low. Because my question to you is, what are you going to do once you leave this rant? Once you leave the Sunday mindset message with me here this afternoon, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? What are you going to do once I hit the end button? What are you going to do? Some of you may say, well, I'm going to work. Work on what? Like, what are you going to do? Like, I want you to comment below here. Listen, let's talk. Like, what are you actually going to do? It's Sunday, and 90% of you have to go to work tomorrow, unfortunately. But listen, what are you going to do? What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do once I hit the end button? Like, what are you going to do strategically to begin to increase the potential that you will actually be someone that will actually be a successful person? Okay, let me know in the comments below. What are you going to do? Someone says, stay locked into my dream. But what does that mean? Listen, no offense, but many of you, the comments that you comment below, like, stay locked in on your dream. Like, what the hell does that mean? How do you stay locked in on your dreams? Can anybody explain to me and unpack it? Can anybody articulate themselves in a way so I can understand how a person like yourself is going to stay locked in on your dreams? What does that mean to stay locked in? Somebody said, continue to make them a reality. What, how? Like, can you give me pragmatic steps that you're actually doing? Give me some practical steps. Let me go deeper for you, because I know some of you just don't get it, so let me help you get it. Listen, like, when you get up in the morning, what are you doing? What are you going to do? As soon as you get out this lot, what is the next thing you're going to do? Like, where are you at right now? You in your bedroom? Are you in your living room? Are you at work? Are you driving somewhere? Like, what are you doing right now? Give me actionable stuff. Don't tell me I'm going to keep thinking about my dreams. I'm going to stay locked in. I'm going to stay locked in on my dreams. I'm going to continue to create my reality. No. Give me actionable steps. What are you going to do? Okay. Are you going to walk into a library or something and go read a book? Are you going to meditate? Are you going to buy a website? Are you going to go on YouTube and learn how to make money online? Are you going to learn how to write VSLs? Are you going to learn how to do e-commerce? Are you going to study how to be a trade? Like, give me steps like that. Okay? Like, what are we doing here? Fuck all this stay locked in on my dream. I'm staying locked in. What does that mean? How you locked in? You drinking a mimosa? How you locked in? You hanging with your friends Pookie and Ray Ray? How are you locked in if you're watching television? How are you locked in if you're binging, eating donuts and popcorn in the bed? How are you locked in if you're still in your bed because it's Sunday? How are you locked in and you're eating ice cream? How are you locked in if you just going to the freaking brunch in the restaurants? How? How are you locked in? What are you talking about? How are you locked in if you're scrolling on TikTok? Huh? Is that locked in? I have a hair appointment today, and I'm continuing my education always. Okay, great. So check it out. Pixie, let me help you out. Now, you have a hair appointment today. This is what I want you to do. You're going to do somebody's hair today, right? You're going to make them look very beautiful today. Yes? Yes? Awesome. Okay, let me ask you a question. Is there an opportunity for you to upsell that person? Is there an opportunity for you to make more money from that person of the hair that you about to do? Is an opportunity for you to sell something, some grease, some ointments, whatever for her edges, something that you can sell her? Is there an opportunity for you to upsell her to her next appointment and to schedule it right now? Is there another opportunity for you to ask that person, say, hey, do you know anybody in your family that's looking to get their hair done? Give me 3 names. I give you $10 off. Is there an opportunity for you to do that today? That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you have customers, how are we maximizing the income that we can extract from the customer? Hello? Okay, Lauren says she's modeling, but break that down, Lauren. What are you doing today? Okay, are you a model? But unpack that. What are you doing today? as it relates to your skill or your trade, okay? Comment below, folks. I'm looking at the comments here. I'm about to eat a fat meal in order to expand on and grow my body and hunt the gym to. Okay, Mark, can I share something with you? I can tell you're a very young man. The first thing I want you to do while you're eating that healthy meal, I want you to work on how to speak and how to write. I did this with my son. What I want you to do is I want you every single day to write for 2 to 3 minutes. And then after that, every day I want you to read for 5 to 10 minutes, and I want you to read out loud so you're able to hear the words that are coming out of your mouth so you don't sound like an idiot. So you don't sound like you're not educated. I don't want you to sound unintelligible, okay? So I want you to do that. As you're eating that meal and you're growing those muscles, I want you to read 5 to 10 minutes every day and read out loud so you can hear your voice. And then I want you to write 2 to 3 minutes, your goals, so you can see how you put together sentences, okay? Who's next? I'm going to be finishing up my digital vision board and work on my digital business. Okay, so break that down for me. Like, are you going to Walmart today to go get the poster board? And then are you coming home, getting on your laptop to print out all the images of all the places and all the things that you want to do? Now, as it relates to you with the digital business, like, what are you going to do? Like, what's going to be the first step? What step are you going to take to start to create and construct a digital business? Someone says, I have a big product launch, Wesley, Tuesday. Now, do last preparations for the launch and the webinar. Okay, you have a big product launch. Congratulations. What is the product launch about? When you say you're going to launch it, what, on the internet? How are you going to get traffic to the launch itself? What have you done to ensure that people are going to be on the webinar itself? Okay. Lauren Simone says she's going to meditate. While you're meditating, what are you going to be thinking about while you're meditating? Meditating on what? Okay. You said you're a model, right? But what does that mean that you're a model? Like, what is your goal as it relates to being a model? Are you doing it just to make money? Are you doing it because you just want to share your beauty with the world? Like, what is your why? Why does a person become a model? I'm not downplaying women that want to be a model. But my question is just why? Why do you want to be a model? Why? Why? What is that deep internal why that you've made a conscious decision to say, I want to be a model. I want to post my pictures on the internet so people can like and share. Why? Why do you want to do it? Okay? My business is up and running. I will be working on more marketing and attraction, driving traffic to my business. How? How, Millions for Life? How are you going to drive more traffic? What are you going to do very specifically? Are we running YouTube ads? Are we running Facebook ads, TikTok ads? Like, what are you doing to bring in more traffic? My question to you is, what is your cost per acquisition? How much does it cost you to bring a customer in your business daily? Do you know what that number is, my guy? If you don't know, figure it out. Because until you know that, you don't have a business. Miss Lovable, how are you? Okay. Listen, folks, I love you. Finishing up my second book to read of the year. Okay, great. But the first book that you read, what did you use within that book that you applied to your life to be able to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve? Listen, first of all, we're not reading books just to be reading stupid books. First of all, books don't make people rich. You know, they're great to read books. There's many people that are millionaires that have never read a book in their life. There's many of them. I know them. They've never read a self-help book, by the way. I'm going to be honest. It's a ton. Don't think that every rich and successful person, the reason why they're rich and successful is because they're reading books. People are rich and successful because they're not afraid to take chances on themselves. They're just not afraid. They don't care. That they're willing to do a lot of stuff. Try this. until it works. And that's it. You don't need a book to tell you to keep trying things. And we're not reading books just to be reading books. We're reading books to make progress. But the question is what type of progress that you're looking to make. Hey, I love you. Thank you for joining me here on the Sunday Mindset Message. You can also listen to this on my podcast, Millionaire Midnight Rant, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. This will be uploaded. Please hit the share and like button if you got any value. Comment the word value below. Listen, in life, you don't get what you want out of life. You get what you picture. Much love, and let's go.